Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Stu Gregory and I am president of the board of directors of the Manatee Community Foundation, and I'd like to welcome you to our 7th annual Spirit of Manatee County Awards. At this time, I'd like to ask for a brief moment of silence for each of us to offer our thanks, not only for the wonderful generosity of those we honor today, but thanks for this meal and the many blessings we have received. Thank you. Everyone go ahead and enjoy your lunch while we continue the program. I'd like to let you know that 3 weeks ago, the Manatee Community Foundation hosted a legacy luncheon, and we honored those individuals, the community, who are using the services of Manatee Community Foundation to leave a legacy gift in their estate plan to provide long-term support for the causes that they care about most. Our speaker that day talked about charitable donors as investors, not as just check writers. And he said, how do we measure the results of our giving? And that's what we need to look at as we help in our community. Today, the individuals and organizations that we honor are at the highest level of donors and investors, giving time, money, and expertise in their special causes. And the results, there's not enough room in our report today to list all of the people and all of their accomplishments. But all of us here know the results. We have stronger organizations, more service provided, and a better and more caring community. Congratulations and thank you for all of this year's Spirit honorees. Now I would like to recognize our Manatee Community Foundation Board of Directors, our advisory board members, and our Lakewood Ranch advisory board members. If you would all please stand and be recognized. This is a group of citizens who have committed their time and efforts to build philanthropy in Manatee County. Thank you so much for your continued leadership. I would also like to recognize 2 special guests today, representing our partner foundation, the Community Foundation of Sarasota. And if you would please stand, Roxy Jurdy, the new president and CEO, and Mark Rader. We thank you for joining us today. I would like to recognize and thank our selection committee for the Spirit of Manatee Awards. If you would please stand. Marie Pender, Sarah Baden, Rebecca Neal, and Chris Pennywell. We thank you for taking on this chore. Selecting an honoree among so many worthy nominations is not an easy task. Finally, I would like to thank our sponsors of the Spirit of Manatee Award Luncheon. Our primary sponsor, and if they would stand, Bassett, Vita, Vining, and Herman Group of Morgan Stanley and Smith Barney. Our media sponsors are the Braden Herald, Bright House Network, and METV. We also appreciate the support of all of our table and co-table sponsors today. Now that we have introduced most of us here, we would like to, at this time, I'd like to ask Marilyn Howard, our Executive Director, to come forward and address us, please. Thank you.
You know, putting on this event is truly a group effort, And this year we are hosting a record crowd. So steering committee, you're the ones that do all the work. If you'd please stand and be recognized. Ashley Brown, Karen Dove, Angela Moore, Mary Roth, Caroline Tanner, Kristen Thyssen, Jill McGarry, Leah Brown, and special kudos to our own Joan McCaw. Thank you, ladies. Our glass artist, Darlene Johnson, is here today, and this is the third year that we've asked Darlene to create the Spirit of Manatee Award. So thank you, Darlene. Would you stand and be recognized? It's a wonderful piece of art. Now, this is the spot in the program where I normally bring you up to date about what's happening at MCF. It's been and continues to be a very busy and productive year. I will take a moment to say that this past year, the Community Foundation distributed $1.2 million, a record high, in grants and scholarships to worthy causes and scholarship students in the area. We impacted over 78 local nonprofit organizations. Thank you. So whether it's an EKG machine for the clinic at the One Stop Center, tools for Habitat for Humanity, scholarship for summer arts camps, MCF is continuously looking at results and evaluating impact. With impact in mind, let me tell you about two new programs that we are partnering with. The Giving Partner is a collaboration among the Community Foundation of Sarasota County, Gulf Coast Community Foundation, Manatee Community Foundation, and with support from the Patterson Foundation. And this new initiative will help nonprofits get in front of donors and our community and provide important knowledge about community assets. It's an online tool, and this online tool is populated with in-depth information about charitable organizations located or operating in Manatee, Sarasota, Charlotte, and DeSoto counties. But what we're really excited about is that we're proud to say that more than $500,000 in matching funds will be available for the nonprofits with profiles on the Giving Partner during the exciting 36-hour Giving Challenge, a matching event that launches the Giving Partner. This is something that all of you will be able to participate in, and I hope you do. You'll be able to support the nonprofit that really is dear to your heart. It's going to be an amazing event. It'll be online from 6 a.m. on Tuesday, March 27th to 6 p.m. on Wednesday, March 28th. And you will be able to go online, make a secure donation to the nonprofit or nonprofits of your choice. That gift is going to be matched, and it's going to be a wonderful, wonderful event for the nonprofits. You'll find many Manatee County organizations on the list representing the arts, human services, education, and animal welfare. Together, we will raise over $1 million for the nonprofit causes in our region. So it's really exciting. And we'll have flyers and more information for you at the end of the Spirit Awards. So take a chance and see what you can do. It's going to be a real fun event. The second program that I'd like to talk about is our new Giving Card program. And this program is designed to introduce charitable giving in a fun way, unique way, and very meaningful. Similar to any retail gift card, MCF giving cards are loaded with a value by the buyer and then given for any occasion. A birthday, a thank you for clients or employees, a way to introduce children to charitable giving. A gift for those that say, I don't need anything. Well, yes, they do. They need an MCF giving card so that they can support the charity of their choice. These cards are available in different denominations and are redeemed online to support any 501c3 charity in the United States. There's an insert in your program which tells you more about the giving card program. Now, for those of you that are new to the Spirit of Manatee, I always have to take one moment to remind you that this little item sitting at on your chair at your table is not a CD of the program today. This is the highly sought after Spirit of Manatee calendar, so make sure you take this home. And what everybody has been waiting for is the centerpieces. The centerpieces on the table were arranged again for the 7th year, thank heavens and thank you, Manatee River Garden Club. And the flowers were donated by the Preston Family's Manatee Fruit Company and Cortez Floral. So thank you, Garden Club ladies. You know, everyone says what a beautiful event this is. It wouldn't be beautiful without these gorgeous flowers, so what can I say? So one person at the table is going to be able to take the centerpiece home, and in addition, one person at each table is also going to win a $25 giving card that you can use or you can give to another. So how are we going to do this? Let's check your program and let's check dots. We're into dots, everybody. So if you would take your program and turn to the back inside cover of your program, if you have a red dot, all right, red dot winners, you are the recipient of the giving card, and volunteers will be coming around to give you your giving card. If you have a blue dot, you are the lucky person that gets to take the centerpiece home and enjoy it the rest of the week. All right, well, thank you again for coming to Spirit Awards. At this point in time, I'd like to invite Dave Bassett up to the podium. Dave Bassett is the Senior Vice President of Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, and they are our premier sponsor for the event today. Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, Marilyn. You're a tough act to follow. I don't have any dots to give away. I just wanted to say on behalf of the Bassett V. Divining Herman Group at Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, we consider it an honor and a privilege to help further the good work of the Manatee Community Foundation by once again sponsoring the Spirit of Manatee Awards ceremony. This is an event that the team and I look forward to with great anticipation, for it's through the achievements of the award recipients that all of us can gather inspiration to do more to help our already great community be a better place for all. We are glad you've chosen to join us to celebrate the contributions of those who live the motto, if it's going to be, it's up to me. Thank you very much. Continue with your meal, and we'll be back to you shortly.
My name is Ed Childs. I'm a member of the Board of Directors of the Manatee Community Foundation, and I'm your host for this portion of the program. Before we get started with the Spirit Awards, I want to welcome back several of our previous year's honorees. I want folks to continue eating quietly, too. I know some folks are still getting served while we do this portion of the program. While we honor those past honorees, please hold your applause until they are all standing. Lifetime Spirit awardees, Jean and Ann Beckstein, please stand as I call your name. Stuart Gregory, Chuck and Jan Entwistle, and Eddie Mulock. Let's give them a round of applause. Leadership Spirit awardees, Mary Ann Turner, Paul Henley, Ursula Heitman, Jamie Carter, and Jeannie and Chuck Slater. Volunteer Spirit awardees Trudy Moon, Ed and Joanne Dick, Debbie and Steve Tapp, John Horn, and Marianne and John Moyer. The Community Spirit awardees, Kiwanis Club of Bradenton, Pittsburgh Pirates Organization, Manatee Memorial Hospital Foundation, and Bright House Networks. Our Young Spirit awardee is a legacy here, Jenna Turner. And the last, a man that's very special to all of us, the Collaborative Spirit honoree, Charles Clapsaddle. Our first award tonight is the Young Spirit Award. It's presented to a young person, group, or organization under the age of 21. These are our future leaders, people who have demonstrated an exceptional commitment to the charitable community by direct financial support, who have contributed their time and energy to a fundraising effort, and who, by their example, have encouraged and motivated others, young and old, to make contributions to a charitable cause in the Manatee community. Our Young Spirit honoree is nominated by the Kiwanis Club of Bradenton. Let's see what they have to say.
The Manatee High School Key Club was established in 1940 through the sponsorship of the Kiwanis Club of Bradenton. It's one of the 3 oldest chapters in the state of Florida. The club has a rich history of service in our community. They have the distinction of building the first Habitat for Humanity house in Manatee County in the mid-90s. They distributed over 100,000 organ donation cards, also in the 90s, creating awareness of the significant impact of the gift of life. In the next decade, the club built a school in Belize and helped in the restoration of New Orleans after Katrina. There are 2 more recent programs that I'd like to highlight. The first is the Extreme Keyover Project. The club raised $80,000 in cash and in in-kind services to make over a home for a family in Bradenton. This project included hundreds of volunteers, impacted an entire neighborhood, not to mention the impact on the recipient family. The second project is ongoing and has been adopted by many other local organizations. The Chow Now, or Children Hungry on Weekends, Not on Our Watch program, started with the MHS Key Club. The program works by Key Club members collecting food items or raising the funds to buy them, then packing backpacks for distribution. Elementary students identified by school personnel pick up the backpacks on Fridays full of food for the weekend. They return the empty backpacks on Monday, and the process begins again. These are just 2 of the projects this club has implemented. They also raise funds for local charities, assist the Kiwanis Club of Bradenton with service projects, clean their football stadium after every home game and after many events that are held there. They are shining examples for all members of our community, and we should all be proud of them.
It's my pleasure to present to you this year's Young Spirit Award winners, Manatee High School Key Club. Representing the Key Club are its officers, President Jarrett Pennybacher, Vice President Pierce Hogan, Connor O'Reilly, the editor, Book Albrist, the secretary, and Georgia Ireland, the treasurer. Please welcome them. We're going to go right over here and take a picture, and then we'll let you say something. Right here. Everybody join up. Come in.
It is truly an honor to be here today to accept the Young Spirit Award on behalf of the Manatee High School Key Club. For over 70 years since our establishment in 1940, the tradition of Manatee High School Key Club has remained unwavering. Our iconic red t-shirts are recognized by many in our community as a symbol of service and leadership. Ingrained in every member of this student-based organization is truly a young spirit, a spirit to become better leaders, help others, and better this world. With every new year, the objects of Key Club are passed down to the future generations of role models. Although a club of almost 152 students strong seems enough to accomplish anything, our advisors and sponsors are the real reasons we are able to do what we do. Without the very generous support of our Kiwanis Club of Bradenton, the Kiwanis Club of Bradenton Foundation, and Kiwanis Club President Brenda Rogers, we would not even exist. It is hard to truly show our appreciation and thank them enough. When we say we are part of the Kiwanis family, we are in fact part of a real family. Another huge influence on this club is Mr. Charlie Mills. Not only has he been my personal advisor, but he has also held the backbone of this club together for many years. It is humbling to know how much time, effort, and heart one person can put into an organization. Another person I want to specifically give our thanks to is Mr. John Vita. You are truly an icon to our club, seeing you every Tuesday in your suit, ready to share your knowledge. Your dedication to the club is unquestionable, knowing that you have continued to support it ever since you were once a member yourself. Your speaking skills and professional attitude, along with your desire to do hands-on work, as well as sincerely express how great a role model you are. We couldn't expect anything more from you, and I thank you for it again. I'd also like to thank God for blessing us with this wonderful world, my family, including my mother and father, who push me every day to strive for greatness, our advisors, mentors, and role models, Mr. Charlie Mills, Mr. John Vita, and Mr. Tom Seguin, who have helped us every step of the way and enable me to mature as a strong leader and individual. We would also like to express our gratitude to the administration, past and present, of the Manatee High School for our support. It is awesome to have the support of the administration, and we truly appreciate it. Also, the Manatee County Foundation for hosting this event today. Last but not least, to every single member of Key Club, especially our great executive board. Without all of you, I would not be here accepting the award for Manatee High School Key Club.
What a great group. What a privilege to be able to honor the future philanthropic leaders of our community. Next is the Community Spirit Award, presented to a grant-making foundation, corporation, business, or service organization demonstrating outstanding commitment to the charitable community through direct financial support and through its leadership and motivation of others to participate and advance philanthropy in Manatee County. Our Community Spirit honorees is nominated by the 13th Avenue Dream Center. Let's see what they have to say.
Good afternoon. It is an honor and a privilege to have the opportunity to say a few words about this year's Community Spirit Award honoree, Champ Sports. For over 10 years, I've watched with amazement at the willingness of the associates from Champ Sports to be involved with so many important charities in our community. Champ Support has literally touched every segment of our community, including delivering meals to the elderly, providing college scholarships to deserving students, supporting our troops overseas, and of course, their unsurpassed support of our beloved 13th Avenue Community Center. Over the last 7 years, Champ Sports has raised over $600,000 to support the construction of the new 13th Avenue Dream Center. Champ Support has literally transformed what was once an eyesore into a thriving community cornerstone where more than 1,700 of our community's most underserved youth participate in education, technology, recreation, and cultural programs each year. Not only has Champs contributed financially, but also by providing us with technical support in human resources, finance, and marketing and promotions. Even with all of the time and hard work that it takes to keep a major corporation thriving in today's economy, somehow members of the Champ Sports executive team find the time and energy to visit the center and mentor young children as well. On a personal note, Many of the executive team members have been role models and mentors to members of my staff and me for over 12 years, and I would like to say thank you for all of the time you have spent with us and for teaching us a lot of great lessons professionally that we will carry on throughout the rest of our careers. So I say congratulations from all of your family here at the 13th Avenue Dream Center, and thank you for being champs for the thousands of children whose lives you have changed forever. We love you and enjoy your day because you truly deserve this honor. God bless.
What a great legacy of service. It's a real privilege to present the Community Spirit Awards to one of the great businesses in our community, Champ Sports. Accepting for Champ Sports is Rebecca Kriestek, Vice President of Human Resources. Bring your team up. I hope I didn't butcher your name. And we'll take a picture over here, and then we'll let you.
Thank you.
I was going to need to get in tight for that.
Patrick, that's no fair. You have me starting to blubber before I even got up here. I'd just like to say on behalf of our hardworking Sports Night Committee who've joined me this afternoon, Frank Bracken, our VP of Marketing, Laura Brady, our VP of Planning, Scott Works, who's the chair of the committee, the glue that holds all of us together, Renee and Paula, Darcy, Jonathan, Gabe on the crutches, and really all of the associates of Champ Sports. We are very humbled and excited to receive this recognition. Community service is in our DNA, and we are truly proud to work for a corporation which supports and recognizes the need for all of us to fully participate as citizens in our communities. Plus, we get to wear really cool sneakers every day at work. We want to thank Patrick Carnegie and the team from the 13th Avenue Dream Center. Pat and Dorina, I think, are here today. They are our family, and we are so very honored to have shared in their mission of building dreams and changing lives, as well as for the many, many other organizations supported by our ACES committee, and that stands for Associates Committed to Excellence in Service. The words of Chief Seattle support our community mission. Humankind has not woven the web of life. We are but one thread within it. Whatever we do to the web, we do to ourselves. All things are bound together. All things connect. So we especially want to thank the Manatee Community Foundation for sponsoring these awards each year, which truly strengthens the web of our community by raising awareness and the importance and need for all citizens to share the responsibility for being there for one another. On behalf of our CEO, Brian Milburn, and all of the incredible, dynamic, committed, and caring associates of Champ Sports, thank you very, very much for this honor and recognition.
Next is the Volunteer Spirit Award. This award is presented to an individual or couple volunteer fundraisers who demonstrate exceptional leadership, skills in coordinating, recruiting, motivating others to make financial contributions, contributes his or her time towards the success of fundraising events, directly contributes his or her own financial support, and by example, encourages others to assume roles of responsibility in the charitable community. This year, we're pleased to announce 2 Volunteer Spirit Awards. The first 2012 Volunteer Spirit honoree is nominated by the Kiwanis Club of Bradenton and the Kiwanis Foundation. Let's see what they have to say.
I remember the first time I met John Vita. It was at a Kiwanis Club of Bradenton meeting some 20 years ago. I'd served in the club with his daddy, Bob Vita, for a number of years, and so now here's his son, here's John, really just a kid at that time, a 30-something, if you will. Soon after John joined the club, he offered to take over responsibility for the Manatee High Key Club as the adult leader. Up until that time, Stan Stevens had been the Key Club leader and had done a terrific job for many, many years. So John had some pretty big shoes to fill, and he filled them. His enthusiasm back then and his enthusiasm today as a Kiwanian and as a person in the community serving kids in this community is genuine. When John Vita gets involved in an organization, he is in the trenches. He rolls up his sleeves, he's working weekend, he's working after hours. He's not just part of the organization, he is a very integral part of that organization. Over the last 20 years of John's Key Club leadership, the Manatee High School Key Club has achieved state and national recognition many times over. The Key Club Chow Now program feeds hungry children on the weekends. With the Extreme Key Over project, John secured a building contractor, helped raise $80,000 to make over a selected home by the Key Club during their holiday break. What a wonderful New Year's Eve for that family when they were able to move back into their totally refurbished home. John has worked tirelessly at least a dozen other community organizations, and he's received a bunch of awards, as he is well deserving of in the past. He is an unselfish giver of his time and his talent. And the time and talent that he has devoted to this community has, of course, meant time away from his family. So thank you, Tompi, Reese, and April for sharing John with this community over the past 20+ years. I've called John many times to help get some advice or figure out how to get something accomplished in the community. And his response is really always the same. How can I help? What do you need me to do? Knowing John over these 20 years and knowing his father for many years before that, I can honestly say that it doesn't surprise me that this apple did not fall very far from the tree. I've had the pleasure of watching him grow into a community leader, and it's really a distinct honor for me to be able to introduce you to John Vita and talk about him. Thank you.
That was incredibly well said. This year's first 2012 Volunteer Spirit Award winner, a friend to probably almost all of us, and such a great example to all of us. Ladies and gentlemen, John Vita. Can we get a picture here? Yep.
I feel kind of lonely up here after those 2 big groups that were up here. I feel like y'all should come up here with me. It's just a great honor and a privilege and a pleasure to be nominated for an award like this. But when you're told that you received the award, it's a very humbling experience, especially when you look out into this auditorium today and I see so many role models and mentors and people that we've worked together hand in hand in the community to, in some small way, make our community a better place. People like Dave Cruikshank, who's worked tirelessly for the Lighthouse for the Blind with little or no recognition, helping our blind community. People like Lemoyne and Darlene Johnson, who have gotten involved in the arts and the library and theater and things that they've done with their time, talent, and treasure. People like Brenda Rogers, who still hasn't learned how to say no to any request that anybody could possibly come up with, as evidenced by her second term as the president of the Kiwanis Club of Bradenton, a truly historic experience. I'm just blessed to be able to work at a wonderful place with a wonderful team that just has really given me an opportunity to go out and pursue my passion and to do what I love to do in our community, and I'm very grateful for that, and I really appreciate you all, and I honor and respect every single one of you at Morgan Stanley and on my team. And finally, my family, I just couldn't do it without them. From the days leaving before the sun comes up till the sun goes down, I've had a great role model. I've had a great upbringing with my mom and dad, who have always taught me the right thing to do, but always left it up to me to do the right thing. And I appreciate that, and I appreciate the freedom that they've given me. And certainly my family, my wife Tompi, and my son and daughter Reese and April, who allow me to go out and do what I love to do in the community and work hand in hand with me, which is something that I would encourage all of you to do with your families. So thank you very much for this. It is indeed an honor, and I look forward to working with you all in the future. Thank you.
Our second 2012 Volunteer Spirit honorees are nominated by Manatee Children's Services. Let's roll the tape.
Chris and Sue Egler have been special angels for the children of Manatee County. 11 years ago, they turned their annual Good Old Boys fishing trips to Lake Okeechobee into the annual Bass for Bucks fishing tournaments, designed specifically to raise money for charity. With a lot of help from their friends, the first official tournament was held in 2003, and the original charity-supported Manatee Children's Services, a local nonprofit child abuse prevention agency. Wanting to increase the amount of money raised each year, Chris added a second tournament, this time the annual Redfish tournament held at Bradenton Beach. Hitting the streets to secure sponsors for these tournaments became a year-round job for Chris. He even completely wrapped his truck and bass boat with the logos of the sponsors. Over the 11 years of these tournaments, Chris and Sue and friends added Minnesota Buds and Minnesota Arc as agencies in Manatee County receiving support. Combined, these agencies, which serve over 15,000 clients annually, have received over $180,000 from these annual fishing tournaments. But even as the fishing tournaments drew to a close this past year due to Chris's health concerns, Chris and Sue were manning a booth selling raffle tickets at Hunsader Farms Pumpkin Festival. The result? Another $8,000 more for children's charities. All of us at Manatee Children's Services have been blessed to know Chris and Sue. While they thank others for what they have done, it is our turn to thank them. Chris and Sue, our community is better because of you, and we celebrate all that you have given to help the neediest of our community's children.
It's a privilege to present the 2012 Volunteer Spirit Award to Chris and Sue Egler.
It's tough having to stop what we've been doing. I want to thank Melinda for having us put into this category. It's really tough for me right now, guys. I got health issues that I'm not going to let me stop. We're going to beat it, and we're going to come back, and we're going to raise more. So I look out and I see over 100 people that I know that are part of what we've been doing. So I had a gentleman from Minnesota Buds. Me and Sue always kind of giggled and said, the power of $1. Just $1. Give us just $1. And he always come back and said, it's the power of the individual. So it's the power of all of you. And we want to thank you for this. And whatever we can do in the future to help, whatever we're capable of doing, we'll be here to do what you need. So God bless you and thank you very much. So, going down the other way.
Thank you for Manatee Children's Services for nominating us. We are so humbled and blessed with all the things that you all are honoring us with. Thank you for all our volunteers, all our sponsors that's helped us with the tournaments.
And our charities, Minnesota Buds, Minnesota Arc,
and Manatee Children's Services. But thank you for all our fishing teams, the sponsors, everybody that's helped us. Thank you so much.
We have people from Georgia that fished our tournaments. They came from all over the country. We had people from Canada that fished our tournaments, all from Manatee County. So,
and hopefully we can keep it up. It just won't be for bass for bucks, but just help everybody. Everybody volunteer when you have the chance.
Just remember, it's the power of the individual. So,
thank you.
Thank you very much.
Next award is the Leadership Spirit Award, presented to an individual or couple demonstrating an active and ongoing charitable investment in the community, whose spirit of giving encourages and motivates others, and whose direct financial support has impacted one or more charitable institutions within the community. This year's award honorees are co-nominated by St. Stephen's Episcopal School and the Boys and Girls Club of Manatee County. Please roll the tape.
St. Stephen's Episcopal School is so pleased to have co-nominated Hugh and Karen Miller for this award. The words leadership and spirit truly define how Hugh and Karen are seen at St. Stephen's. Whether it is hosting a luncheon for new parents to feel more connected with the school, volunteering in the library, promoting ticket sales to support the school's annual musical, or working behind the scenes to get the cast of 100 on stage, on cue, Karen is always willing to pitch in. Hugh, who attended St. Stephen's as a student himself in the early years of his education, has returned to his alma mater to not only be involved on campus as a dad, but to serve on the Board of Trustees as well. He works tirelessly on several committees and is currently treasurer, using his entrepreneurial and business strengths to help guide the school's financial endeavors. Both Karen and Hugh are committed financially to the school with their own personal contributions. They believe that the college preparatory education St. Stephen's is providing its students is not only preparing them for college, but for life. Hugh and Karen also support the school through one of their businesses, Pier 22 Restaurant, which is a partnerships and education sponsor, providing in-kind donations and underwriting for many of our annual events. St. Stephen's is truly grateful for Hugh and Karen's dedication in leadership and spirit Their generosity of time, talent, and treasure is a wonderful example to their daughter Kendall, a 5th grade student at the school, to others involved with our school, and to the community at large. Congratulations, Hugh and Karen.
Thanks, Jan, for partnering with the Boys and Girls Clubs in the nomination of both Karen and Hugh Miller for this prestigious award. I go back to the late 1970s, early 80s, when Hugh was a club member. He went to the DeSoto Club, and they had an all-star team that was second to none. It was coached by the late Doc Cunningham, and the sponsor of this team was Don Miller. So Don, thank you for all you've instilled in Hugh to become the leader he is today. But nonetheless, that team was awesome. They went to Gainesville, played in the tournament, and quite frankly, we had never won whenever we went to Gainesville. But they came home with the hardware, and I knew that at that time, the Hugh and the teammates, they were going to be something special to this community. With Karen's support, Hugh came back to the club as an adult, serving on the corporate board for 11 years and chairman of the board of the foundation of the Boys and Girls Clubs for the past 4 years. Hugh's visionary leadership has led to a fundamental transformation of the organization with a renewed focus on building the endowment to secure long-term financial stability of the Boys and Girls Clubs of Manatee County. As a lifelong Manatee County resident and former club kid, Hugh personifies the values and characteristics the Boys and Girls Clubs strive to develop in every child we serve, and that's to be a productive, caring, responsible citizen. With Hugh's leadership and dedication on the foundation board, the Boys and Girls Club broke ground on a new 26,000 square foot facility. This major undertaking required talents to come together and barriers to be broken, with the end result being the first new club in Manatee County since 1967. Partnerships were formed that benefit the organization and the entire community, among entities like the school board, the City of Palmetto and its leaders, Manatee County government, North River Little League, Manatee County Parks and Recreation, SWIFMUB, Just for Girls, Bright House Networks, just to name a few. The Millers' generosity and passion for our mission has impacted the lives of hundreds of children in our community today, which will carry on for children in generations to come. Congratulations, and thank you, Hugh and Karen Miller.
A couple who truly brighten our community and are an example in leadership to us all. The 2012 Leadership Spirit Award winners, Hugh and Karen Miller.
Good afternoon. Well, earlier, Karen and I drew straws to see who would speak, and I won. So good thing we weren't arm wrestling, because she would have won that one. First, we'd like to thank the Community Foundation for this incredible award. We are truly humbled by it. Also, we want to thank them for putting on this luncheon year after year. It's truly fantastic. It's amazing. So thank you so much for doing that. You guys do a great job. Next, we want to thank St. Stephen's Episcopal School. We want to thank Jan Pullen and Jennifer Vine for their co-nomination of us for this award. And thanks, Jan, to you for those kind words. Also, we want to thank the Boys and Girls Clubs of Manatee County for their co-nomination. Carl, Valerie Nelson, Julia Steele, where are you guys out there? Thank you so much, and again, thank you for those kind words. we are truly blessed to be part of those organizations, and we thank God every day that we can get up and do something positive and be a part of that. So again, we thank you all. On a personal note, we want to thank our parents, Don and Marty Miller, Jim and Fagan Dottie. They have truly led by example in teaching us the importance of giving back to our community. Our daughter Kendall, who's out here in the audience today as well, is here, and we hope to instill those same values with her as she continues to grow and learn. On a final note, we want to encourage you to ask a friend, or perhaps yourself if you haven't already done so, to find an organization or more organizations that touch your heart or to provide a critical component to our community and contribute your time, your wisdom, and or your financial support and your financial support to the organization and the people they serve. One person can make a difference in that organization, and that person could be you. And we hope to see you all out there getting those organizations going. Thanks so much.
The Lifetime Spirit Award is presented to an individual or couple demonstrating a lifetime record of exceptional generosity in the community, whose direct financial support exemplifies outstanding charitable and civic responsibility that has significantly advanced the mission of several charitable institutions, that's an understatement with this individual, within the community, and whose leadership and example encourages and motivates others toward greater roles in philanthropy. The Lifetime Spirit Award honoree is nominated by the Anna Maria Island Community Center. Let's see what Pierrette has to say.
Robert G. Blaylock is an extraordinary leader, social entrepreneur, and philanthropist. Millions of charitable dollars are at work in our community today because of Bob Blaylock. He has invested his heart and soul in Manatee County and supports organizations that have a high impact in our community and in the world. His financial generosity, inspirational leadership, and strategic vision have supported cutting-edge educational, cultural, community, and youth development programs. His dedication to higher education has enhanced learning opportunities for thousands of students at New College, and his support of the John and Mabel Ringling Museum of Art is reflected in their innovative mission and many accomplishments. Through his efforts, Manatee County charitable organizations are stronger and better able to meet the huge financial challenges we face today as we work to achieve our mission and provide quality outcomes, affordable world-class programs and services for those we serve today and for generations to come. His vision for our community represents a collaborative effort encompassing the public sector, academia, and not-for-profits. When combined with his prospective donors, funders, and entrepreneurs, a powerful collaboration emerges that has the capacity to drive economic development and create a brighter future for the residents of Manatee County and the west coast of Florida. On behalf of the Anna Maria Island Community Center and all of the organizations you have supported with your time, amazing talents, thank you, Robert G. Blaylock, for your lifetime of service and amazing achievements.
Mentor, leader, inspiration, such a great example to all of us, the Lifetime Spirit Award winner, Robert G. Blaylock. Get a picture over here.
Okay, yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, Ed, and I'd like to thank the Anna Maria Community Foundation and Brett Kelly. That's sort of an appropriate group because I more or less grew up on Anna Maria Island to the extent I grew up. I'd also like to thank Marilyn Howard and the staff of the Manatee Community Foundation, and to all of the members of the committee who put this lovely event on, and to all of the nonprofits represented here today, especially to our friends who are here from the Sarasota Community Foundation, which is a great support to our community foundation. It has been from the beginning, and it continues to be. And so, Roxy, would you please take the word back to your people, how much we appreciate all you do for us. This is going to be a brief, but so don't worry, but what I call an upside-down remark, because usually when you get to this point, somebody says, and I'd like to thank my lovely spouse, so-and-so. And I'm going to start by thanking my wife, Marlene, who is here today. On her 48th anniversary married to the same man. She said, "We're doing what, when?" But if you will notice my tie, it is full of hearts today, so I tried to dig my way out somehow. Anyway, we both of us really appreciate this. And also my daughter and her husband, Gardner Sherrill, and our 3 grandchildren are here, Charlie and R.G. Sherrill, and our granddaughter, Summer, who is here with her Auntie Michelle from Chicago, flew down just for the day. Seriously, it's wonderful to see so many of you here today to honor the other honorees who've done so much to support the nonprofit organizations who compose the mosaic that is our community here in Manatee County. And I salute all of these organizations for what they do. 30 years ago, when I was president of the West Coast Symphony, which is now the Sarasota Orchestra, we invited the president of the Milwaukee Symphony to speak to our board. And these comments echo what Hugh Miller said a while ago, and they put them in context and something that I hope you can take away with you today, because it's a way to remember that point. This president gave us a talk about soliciting leadership for nonprofits and how each person who's asked to serve in a leadership role should be asked to do one of the 3 Ds. And the 3 Ds are donors, doers, and door openers. I get upset sometimes when I hear somebody, "Well, would you come be on our board, because we only have 5 board meetings a year and they're an hour apiece and that's all you have to do." I don't think you should be asked to do that, and if you are, I don't think you should do it. Because if you're not committed to spend some time, give some thought to what you're doing, and different people have different talents. Not everybody can do everything. But I encourage you to do it because it's a great thing. All of the organizations here today are doing a wonderful job, and I thank you for this honor.
They've got a box for you down there. Watch your stuff, Roger. Donors, doers, and door openers. That's the door openers. That's the takeaway. What a privilege to be here. This is what our community is about. These examples and the past award winners and so many of you in this room, that's what makes us a great community. And we appreciate this opportunity that the Manatee Community Foundation has given us to recognize that and to applaud that. Remember that the Manatee Community Foundation is your vehicle to achieve your philanthropic goals, and they do a wonderful job of it and do so much for so many that are in need in our communities. We thank them for the legacies they're leaving, and as we like to say as the Manatee Community Foundation, for good, forever. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors, our premier sponsor, the Bassett, Vida, Vining, and Herman Group at Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, Marilyn Howard, and all of the MCF staff and the MCF Board of Directors. Thanks for giving me the privilege of doing this, and thank you all for coming. We'll see you next year.